Shut up and sit down.
Alright, everybody, welcome back to Rebel Trading Group Podcast, episode 28. Today's date is July 11th, 2018. It is Wednesday, my dudes. What is up, everybody? My name is Nathan Oliphant, and with me, as always, is the gluten-free Jason Bessing.
The gluten-free Jason Best. What is going on, Nathan? I've missed you.
Hey, buddy.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Cue the music.
Since I could hold my head up high. Is that what he even says?
I'm sure he does.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, what you been up to?
You know, working.
The same, the usual. July 4th, whoop your ass.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
I was going to say, we're not even going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. That's over.
Yeah.
We're past that. We made it.
We're past it. We're in the
did it.
midst of July. Dude,
Okay.
I had to mow the lawn today.
We're getting paid tomorrow, baby.
Oh, you are? That must be nice.
Yeah, dude, we get that holiday pay. I forgot to take the holiday, so I got the holiday pay.
There you go.
There we go. And so that'll be a nice paycheck.
What's your thoughts on mowing your grass in the Florida heat and wildlife?
Wildlife? Where are you mowing your grass?
Okay, bro. My fucking backyard is a fucking jungle. There are wasps, snakes, squirrels, cardinals. There's this beetle. I'll send you a picture after the cast.
Those sound like
There's a beetle
normal.
stuck to my screen, and it's one of the nastiest insects I've ever seen in my life.
Get rid
And
of
I
it.
saw it when I was mowing. Dude, I sprayed the shit out of it with spray, the
Yeah.
poison stuff,
Yeah.
and it is still clamped to the side of the screen. Like, I'm
Relentless.
gonna get you, motherfucker.
You should just drown him.
Bro, I'm scared. But like, bro, like I've had black widows back here. I just hate Florida, man. I love everything but the wildlife.
You live by a
the
lot of
insects
trees,
are
man.
ridiculous. Yeah, I do have a lot of trees around me, and there's a little nature preserve kind of over here. But still, bro, like
Excuse it.
Dude, no, it's
Don't let it get in the
nature
way.
preserve in Florida is basically a cesspool of everything that will kill you: spiders, snakes, scorpions, panthers, bears,
There's panthers in your backyard.
gators. You know, there's Nile crocodiles in the Everglades now. Some asshole released them. Did you hear about this?
That's great.
Ugh. Sorry, I had to digress there. It's been a long week, man. It's been a
Nile
long
crocodiles in the Everglades. Make it a
Yeah.
t-shirt.
week. Make it a t-shirt.
We're gonna get
There's
make
like
it
a
a t-shirt. Make it a
shoot. I think
t-shirt.
it's a shoot to kill order on them. Like if you see them instantly kill it, report it.
Do you want to go shoot some Nile crocodiles?
I mean,
many-
if someone will harvest the meat or it'll be used some way, sure.
How many gods do you think you'll piss off?
All of the Egyptian ones.
All of them. Like, what the fuck, man? Why are you killing them?
Anyway, how the markets do today? Let's take a.
they
Let's
were
take, oh, that's my part.
Yes,
Shit.
sir.
Wow, I'm supposed to be there with that. I was already ready for the news. Okay, real
Let's
quick,
do
your
it.
markets: Dow down 219 points, Nasdaq down 43 points, S&P down. I'm gonna call that 20 points. A very
Flat.
day.
Yeah.
We do have the coin. She is trading at 6,367, also down. That's like a 5-6% down from 6,700 that she touched. But yeah, it was a large sell-off, all due to China and tariffs. Blah 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 blah. Start buying puts, guys.
got some puts.
That's what it's looking like. I'm
I got
holding
some
puts
puts.
overnight, and I'm excited about it.
I got a call overnight. Let's see how that runs. I don't know. How it's-
Ugh. It'll get cheaper.
Is it the
That's the
meeting
way I
with
look at
Nata?
That's the way I look at it.
Right.
Yeah, we're struggling. It's once again, it's just a tweet-driven market. Once again, tweets and trade wars and news. But I'm gonna save it for later. I'm gonna save it for later.
All right.
Hit us
Ready?
with market news with Nathan.
All right. So what do we have going on today? Trump is meeting with NATO, right? He blasts. This is NBCNews.com. Trump blasts
Oh, you
NATO
were-
allies.
I thought you were NATO.
I am NATO, but I am not NATO. I am not NATO.
Oh, you're Nate Nate
Oh.
space O.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No,
Confused.
it's easily mistaken. I get that a lot.
Okay.
They're like, "Hey, are you the North Atlantic Treaty Organization?" I'm like, "No, I'm just Nate. I'm just Nate O." You know what I
Oh,
mean?
and they go,
Yeah.
oh, you're
Yeah. You're
Nate.
like, "Oh, we're looking for the other guys." So I was like, "Yeah, sorry, it's not here." All right, so Trump's meeting with them, not me. Um, I don't know. Watch that. Watch that. We got the $200 billion tariffs slapped onto China goods. I'm sorry, you got to look that up. I don't know what they were, but that kind of affected the market. They didn't like that too much. I know futures were down when that came out, when that news came
Oh
out.
yeah. Oh yeah. The sell-off wasn't as violent as we were all kind of
No, like
looking at.
there was like headlines the next day, like market shrugs off tariffs or something like that on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, there was just headlines all over saying that because we were on a 4-day streak. Today we ended that. We were on a 4-day uptick, and there were headlines that said, "Oh, market shrugs off trade fears. They seem to dissipate." Blah blah blah. Monday morning or Tuesday morning, $200 billion.
Yeah,
200 bill.
another 200
So
billion.
I'm kind of excited about that. Like I said, we're holding puts overnight, and I think if you are a true trader and you like to go long and you have to go short,
How many puts do I
that's what a
have?
true trader does. And I think this is the short, long, the long. We were just talking about this,
One, two
so
puts.
I'm hoping for another little bit of a sell off. To be honest, they will respond. They're going to retaliate, and I could really care less in the big grand scheme of things, but in the short term, I'm taking profits off the negativity.
Okay, so Trump said a tweet about opioid pills or something pill prices being too high, and then cited Pfizer. I haven't checked their stock since. How are they doing?
Oh man, you
I
wanted to
sold
play
out
with
of
them at
them.
the beginning of the
No,
year.
I sold
Yeah.
out of them. I'm done playing with them, dude.
So did they plummet today?
I don't know. I'm checking them right now. It's pulling up. They were down 0.59% with the rest of the market.
Oh,
Normal.
so not it. The news had nothing to do with.
In the past 3 months, they're up 5.38%.
So what's their price at?
37.29.
Didn't you have a 50 call?
50 call for the end of the year.
Well, the dividend is still going though.
It's paying,
Still
man. Dude,
it's paying a monstrous dividend. What's
dude, it was pumping it
5%?
out. Hold on, I have it. Hold on. Is there history fucking on this page? Yeah, here we go. Dividend. One share. 34 cents on, it was about like $36 at that time.
What's the yield on that?
La da da.
Let's say it's 3.6 right now.
3.59, yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Anyway,
It's cheap.
yeah, that's all. I
It's
did see
cheap.
that, so I don't know what
It's
that means.
cheap and it did pay the
Was Trump
dividend.
basically saying that Pfizer needs to raise or lower their prices?
Let me bring up the tweet and then Trump PFE. I forgot to put tweet. Sorry. Forgive me. Should be ashamed for raising drug prices. Let's see if I can get to the actual tweet. Keep ad black on. Fuck off.
Mm.
I don't know where the. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Our wait. No, this is I don't know. We'll put the link in the article. Pfizer response. This is what Pfizer said to Trump's tweet by saying that the list price of the majority of its drugs are unchanged. And then, quote, our portfolio includes over 400 medicines and vaccines. We are modifying prices for approximately 10% of these, including some instances where we're decreasing the price, Pfizer said in a statement. Importantly, list prices do not reflect what most patients or insurance companies pay. In the first quarter of 2018, the net selling price increase was 0% due to growing amount of rebates paid back to the stakeholders in the biopharmaceutical supply chain. So Trump kind of dogged him. Here's the actual tweet. I'm sorry, guys. Pfizer and others should be ashamed that they have raised drug prices for no reason. They're merely taking advantage of poor and others unstable to defend themselves, while at the same time giving back bargain basement prices to other countries in Europe and elsewhere. We will respond. We will respond. There's an exclamation point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a. We both know that I'm not a huge fan of healthcare and pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
I mean, I like. Excuse me. I'll make money where there's area to make money. I mean, if it's a value buy and it's a decent business, I'll invest in it. Yeah, that's what I do. That's what investors fucking do. And Pfizer kind of fits that profile for me. It's something that I would have to like put into a drawer and ignore for a little bit, but it's something I would trust for a 5+ year hold, especially with the dividend.
Yeah.
They have good revenue, but I just know that like pharmaceuticals are very news driven.
They're in the Dow.
They are. They're one of the major components of the Dow. Not a bad company. Not a bad company. I'm not a pharmaceutical company fan in any means, but as far as a stock, not a bad stock. I'll put it that way. Bad company, good stock.
Do you think they're going to make more money by cutting their prices?
I mean,
like
not
it's going to be more attractive?
That doesn't open more access.
What?
You know, that doesn't open to more market.
How does that not? Wait, if it becomes cheaper, doesn't that become like more accessible to people?
Well, I think people are getting it regardless right now, but they're raising the price, not lowering it. Right? But yeah, like you go to the doctor in order to get prescribed that kind of stuff, like pain pills and opioids and stuff. You got to go to a doctor that's got to get it prescribed to you either way.
This says we are modifying the prices for approximately 10% of the 400 medicines, including some instances where they're decreasing the price. So some they're changing, but some instances they're changing the price down, and that's 10% of the 400 medicines they make.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. Long PFE.
Long and short. Straddle. What else is going on in this market?
I think that's about like it. Kind of pay attention to NATO, not me.
Yeah. Just trade tariffs and tweets. What is it? Trump tweets tariffs. Triple T's. That's what's going on. That's what's going on.
Dude, this war is crazy, man. We should have like war talk. We're in a war.
Your market terminology for this week is going to be the net asset value. What is the net asset value? Well, the net asset value pertains to exchange-traded funds. You know, funds that hold stocks. The net asset value is if you take all the stocks within that holding and you put them all together, what is the true actual value of the holding? ETFs always trade at the net asset value. And that's basically all it is. So the net asset value is what is the true exact worth of the fund.
So what you're saying, okay, but an ETF trades like a stock. How does volume affect an ETF in regards to the NAV, net asset value?
Well, when you buy an ETF, like you go buy the SPY,
yeah,
what is all happening in the snap of a finger is you're sending that order to the broker, the price gets agreed upon, then it goes to 30 other different hands where it ends up at the fund company who then purchases all those shares for you, breaks it up into however many pieces, and gives you however many shares of the fund that you purchased. So in the snap of a fingers, they're actually buying pieces of if you're buying the SPY, they're buying all 500 companies with the second that you snap that. They're buying just a little bit of it per share. And that's exactly what's going on every time you buy into an ETF. So if everybody were to buy the SPY, those fund companies have to buy the S&P 500 stocks in order to fill.
Pump it.
So that's kind of what's going on. Now that's why companies see when you break it all down, that's what's kind of scary about indexing is because what's going to happen when that first humongous sell-off of ETFs actually happens? Because there's so many companies that are issuing more shares because more funds are making more ETFs to make them more money, you know? Yeah. So they're just creating more stock, you know? So it's very interesting. It's a very interesting concept. But net asset value, it's the exact worth of what your stock is or what the share of your fund is trading at. A closed-end fund has only a finite number of shares. and they do not issue shares, and they do not buy and sell stock based on the order. Instead, they say, hey, we have 1 million shares and we own these holdings. We will not add or subtract any of the shares in the fund. So because of that, it can trade at a premium or a discount to the net asset value. And closed-end funds don't issue more shares, and they're mostly derived to build income. A lot of bond funds, a lot of preferred stock funds are closed-end funds, and they trade at either a premium or discount to the net asset value, while the ETF always trades at the net asset value.
Nice.
So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, corrections, or insults, please email us at rebeltradinggroup@gmail.com. You can make out your hate mail directly to me because I am the leader of this segment.
Whee!
And that is Jason, the gluten-free walk investing. I hope you enjoyed your market terminology. Nathan.
What's up, man?
Real quick, before we get into... I'll save it for later.
Okay.
Today I want to talk earnings. We have earnings season coming up.
Season 2?
It is season 2. We are we just started quarter 3 not too long ago, just at the beginning of the month, and we are now heading into earnings season. On Friday, 3 of the major banks, J.P. Morgan, Citi, and Bank of America, reporting earnings before the bell.
Monday,
And
right? Monday.
I think it's Friday.
It's Monday.
I'm gonna get that exact answer. I'm
It's
on
Monday.
the train right now.
Okay, America is Monday.
When's J.P. Morgan?
I don't know.
Oh. But yeah, just wanted to bring up earnings. It's not something that we talk about. A lot of people don't. We talk about trading, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to how much money is this company making? Is this a successful company? Are they making money? Are they paying the bills? Are they paying their employees? Are they paying their debts? Is it a good company? And that's what it's all based off of. A lot of people forget that. A lot of ignorant people in the stock market forget you're actually buying into a piece of the pie. You're buying into a piece of the business, and you're entitled to those earnings. Every quarter, each publicly traded company is required to announce its earnings in what's called a generally accepted accounting principle, or GAAP accounting, and they release earnings based on each share. And this is required by SEC regulation and U.S. law. It's to give full transparency to all investors.
Did you get J.P. Morgan's date?
I'm sorry.
It's on Friday.
Give me. Okay, so what are the 3 banks on Friday?
I don't know.
I'm pulling it up right now. Economic earnings. Okay, we got Citi, J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, and PNC, and First Republic. PNC's pretty big.
Yeah.
I think they're more of a regional bank. I wouldn't put them up there with the big boys, though. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I'd be talking about my ass. But yeah, J.P. Morgan. That's what everybody's keeping their eye on. That one in government sacks.
Government sacks. Did you just say government sacks?
Sure did.
Are you long Goldman Sachs?
Yeah, dude.
Would you buy call options on Goldman Sachs? How much do those cost?
No. Oh my God. I don't even want to know.
Yeah, you do.
I don't even. I would not buy calls.
I bet you it's like 200.
It depends. How long are you talking? A year out?
Okay, I'm talking like next week.
Yeah, next year, next week.
Next week. I bet you the year ones are so expensive.
Dude, I don't even want to know. That's just so inflated. Option prices on that kind of shit are just so inflated, and you want to be on the sell side. You want to be on the sell side of that. I'm sorry. Unless you got nards. Unless you got nards of steel. You'd have to buy deep in the money for me to be interested.
Next week is about 300.
That's disgusting. But it moves, what, $4 or $5 a day?
So 8%, yeah. Bless you.
So, yeah, so
August,
I kind of...
The August is 500. And next year, start of next year is 1303. Call options.
It's disgusting. So we are heading into the new earnings season. It started off with banks, and we like watching the banks first, obviously, because that kind of gives us a direction as to where we're heading. We're like, oh my, okay, lending was up. We made a lot of money. Okay, when the banks make a lot of money, that means that the money's coming back in. Money's coming back into the system. Businesses are doing good. They're paying their bills, and it means it should, on paper, mean that it's a healthy economy. I hate to say it though. Last earnings season, we completely ignored that shit. Earnings were phenomenal, but all the trade talk just pushed everything down. So if earnings continues to be good, if earnings
is
continues
good,
to be good, we're gonna rally.
if earnings is good through tariffs, we're gonna be good.
I think earnings at the end of the day, earnings will always trump.
We need
It's
this
true.
earnings season.
So it's
So
gonna be a
bad.
detriment. It's gonna be a detrimental one for the year. It's gonna be like the make it or break it. Like if
Yeah.
we do not do well this earnings season as a country,
Steve
I
Mnuchin
think
needs
we're
to
gonna
step
I think
in.
we're gonna finish down for the year. I think we will enter a bear market. I'm gonna be real with you. If we keep missing expectations,
Would you
so it's
buy
really we're really
more
gonna have
puts
to
or would
keep
you
an eye.
straddle it?
I like to go straight puts. I'm comfortable holding puts.
That's so scary. You don't
Nah,
believe in
'cause
the
what I
U.S.
like to
market
do is
for the
I
end of
buy
the
the
year.
puts, and if I get wrecked on them, or I'm sorry, I like to buy the stock, like as things go down. So if I buy the put, and as they're making money, I'll actually buy the actual underlier
Yeah,
with the profits.
yeah.
So I like playing the downside. It's
I'll do
way
it. I'll
easier
try
for
it.
stocks to go down than it is to go up. I swear to God, I thought about trying this, and I really want someone to take it and run with it for me.
I'll buy another next week put on BAC just to try it.
I like this idea. Tell me what you think.
All right.
How many times do you see during earnings season, when tons of companies are reporting every day, you see that they meet expectations, like expected
Yeah.
$1.86 and they got $1.88, but it's down 7%.
Yeah.
You see that all the time,
Yeah,
right?
you were talking about this before.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons that is what really causes a stock to really rally is they have to not only beat, but they have to raise their guidance. They say, hey, look, we made more money than we expected, and we think we're going to continue to do this. That makes investors say, oh, yeah, give me the money, baby.
Give me the money.
Give me the money, baby. But on the flip, they say a lot of times they say, yeah, we made a little bit more money, but I mean, I wouldn't get excited about it. It was a very kind of modest, normal time. It's like that's when people are going to say, you know what, it's time to go.
Do you want to
Go
listen
to the next
to?
best thing.
We should do a Monday cast of Bank of America. It'll be early.
During the yeah, dude, it'd be like 7:30. I'd be at work.
Could you take a break?
I know I couldn't, not till like 9:30.
Jeez.
But yeah, where was I going with that before I was going off on the? Oh yeah, so what if? So you see that all the time, and it's a lot easier for a stock to go down after earnings than it is to go up.
Mhm.
I felt like if you took all 500 of the S&P stocks and you bought a put option on every single one right before its earnings announcement, I bet you would make most of your money back.
You would get so fucked on a good earnings call, what if over
On
50?
one of them.
Oh, what if over 50% of them were good, or beat expectations?
Well, just because it beats expectations, they don't rally that much. A lot of them do not end up rallying. Look at Carnival Cruise Lines. They crushed earnings it was like 12%, and they're down like 8% since earnings. They're saying like, rising fuel costs are gonna blah, 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 blah. But I like those sell-offs. I like that volatility.
I don't know. I would not buy a put for every 500 stocks.
Would you straddle every one of them
during the earnings season?
Do you like that idea?
Earnings season, that'd be dope. Yeah, I would earnings season straddle things. I'm earnings season straddling fucking or strangling Bank of America right now.
And you're holding her through earnings, right?
Yeah.
It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I hope the earnings gods are with you.
I want to buy another put tomorrow. I'm gonna sell my SPY day trade. Thank you. And then I'm going to buy.
Well, if you hold it overnight, is it a day trade?
Sure, it's a week trade.
Okay.
It's the day trade. It's the trade of the week. If I make money on one trade during the week, enough for the week, is that not good enough?
Oh no, that's great.
Yeah.
I usually get the bulk of my profits of the week in one single trade.
It's exhausting. Day trading's exhausting.
It is exhausting. It is, dude. It's hard work. It takes a lot of capital, and you got to be glued to your phone.
Yeah, you just gotta wait.
You got to be constantly like tuned in. You got to constantly know what's going on, and you got to be ready to buy. You got to identify levels and.
Ready to buy more.
It's possible though. Like if you can actually like tune out and focus, and you can get your shit together, and you stay disciplined, you can be a very successful day trader. I identified a couple nice ranges today where I picked up a few stocks at some pretty decent prices.
I picked up a SPY call at its low. I felt really good about that.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love like when I like open up a stock and it's like seems like a really low point in the graph. I'm like, oh, this is like a really good. Robinhood's pretty good about that. I don't know.
They have that sleek design.
Yeah.
Makes it very eye catching to see drastic drops and drastic. I'll be honest. Every other online broker I've tried, none of them are as good. When you go for example, you go to E-Trade and you just type in the symbol, it just pulls up all these fucking numbers and digits. It doesn't pull up this nice graph. And when you click on chart, it's a complex candlestick. I like that when you look at Robinhood and you're scrolling through your shit, you see a little bit of the graph. You see the graph, you see the red and green. It's like so sleek, it's easy, and it's just pleasing to the eye.
Yeah.
And it helps you be able to watch your watch list so fucking well.
It's really relaxing after the market closes.
Oh yeah.
And that dark background.
There's all the oh yeah, I like that too. Did you see that they added the bell?
Yeah. When your volume's on.
Yeah, if you turn your volume on and 9:30, ding ding ding. I like it. Robinhood is a beautiful platform. I'll plug them every time I can. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about them. I've even had problems. There was one time I didn't get a fucking dividend. I was trading this utility company, AQN. Did very well, by the way. I played them right at their IPO. It was like $8.65. They instantly shot up to like $9.30 something. They were paying like an 8% dividend along the way. It was fucking beautiful. And it was a utility company. You know, I love my Utes.
Was that Algonquin?
Yeah. And they paid a dividend, and I never got it. And I emailed them. No shit. Like 12 minutes later, they emailed me back and said the funds have been deposited to your account.
Wow.
Oh shit. That was nice. Granted, a lot of people would freak the fuck out if they didn't get their dividends.
It was just like, one share.
Happened? What happened? No, I had 112 at the time.
Shit.
Yeah, I was like, I was a little scared. I was like, it was like a 42-cent dividend or some craziness, dude. Something like that. 24-cent dividend. But yeah, I like them. Robinhood's great. I love their margin pricing. It's just
flat.
$6 a month. I can make that in a trade. You kidding me? $1,000.
If I got margin, I'd probably do the sell the covered call.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite margin strategy, to be honest.
Who would you sell it
probably
on?
The safest. I'd do lots of forward.
So would it be $4,000?
It would be spread across dividend-paying stocks. Covered calls on 3.5+% paying dividend stocks.
How much money total is that with margin?
That's a lot.
So you have to have 2,000, right?
Yeah, you have to have 2,000. That's a law. You have to have $2,000 in order to be access to margin.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of limitations. They will seize your account quickly if you fuck up. Because they want their money. And usually when you get margin called, it's something like, hey, you got 4 days. It's like the fucking mafia's hitting you.
Yeah.
I swear to God, you got 4 days to give me my money. I'm taking all your shit. Or like when you go to U-Haul, the storage place, and you don't pay the bills, and they change your lock and they auction off all your shit. What do you think the brokers do? So, yeah, I like it. Nice platform. So that was kind of earnings. I wanted to go into something else before we ended it for the day. It's a very tough question, and it's really just an opinion question for you.
I'm ready for it.
But at the current time, someone's like, Nathan, I'm ready to jump in. Should I go growth stocks or should I go value stocks? Where would you point that Padawan?
It depends, like, who's asking me. I mean, like, it depends on their
Uh,
age. Or,
21-year-olds say, hey,
okay.
dude, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to grow my money. And they say,
Man,
should I, right now, is it better to look at growth or is it better to look at value? What would you say?
mix it up. Buy some ETFs first. Like, it's about value right now because those value will pay off in the end. Especially if it
Mm-hmm.
pays dividends, you can compound that interest over time because you got so much time, and then you
Mm-hmm.
could buy. You can get some risky play money and put it in some growth stocks.
Mm-hmm. Some stuff that's taking a beating.
Yeah.
Some growth stuff that's taking a beating. Yeah, I think I'm the same way. I was thinking about that today.
I'm not
I feel like a lot of the value stuff
disclaimer.
is yeah, of course. The a lot of the value stuff is on discount right now. Like, it's just these sell-offs because of tariffs, but the cash flows are good, the earnings are good, the dividends are sustainable. So a lot of stuff is selling off and still paying very attractive dividends. So I still think that this is a value market because the high flyers are still flying high. Amazon doing great, doing grand, no worries. Apple fine, doing great. But some of your value stuff, look at like GM and Ford, GE, your dividend payers, your blue chips. The Dow in general has just been left to shit in the past like maybe 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's not a bad 3 months.
And then when other stuff is going up, the Dow seems to kind of lag. And those are your value stocks. That's exactly what we're talking about. Those blue chips, those big beauties, big blue beauties.
Lots of dividend payers in there too.
So I still think we're in a value market.
You gotta believe in the U.S. economy if you're gonna go long.
You have to, and I thoroughly believe in the U.S. economy. Thoroughly. What are you watching for this week, Nathan?
I don't know if I have two stocks I'm either watching. I guess I'll do one that's kind of interesting. It's SPY.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's the SPY?
SPY is the Spider ETF that tracks the S&P 500 index, and you can buy it as an ETF. You can buy it like it trades as a stock. You can buy one share for about, how much is it? Like 250?
It's about 242 right now.
Yeah. And you can buy that, and then you basically.
I'm sorry, I lied. 276.95.
Jesus Christ, it's so expensive. They need to split it. If it gets like $400.
Well, it's designed to mirror the actual price of the index.
Oh, is that really it?
Yeah. So without looking, I can look at the price and say this SPY or the S&P actual index is at 2,769. It's going to be somewhere in that ballpark.
I want to
Let me look
now.
at it. Let me get the exact.
2774.
2774. So the price of the. So I don't think that's. I think that's why it will never split. Same with DIA. DIA has the same kind of concept. It's at 247.08. I think that's exactly.
It's going to become too expensive to buy.
I mean.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's. I'm sure eventually they would, but.
It trades at NAV, doesn't
But if you're a trader and you're trying to trade the Dow, there's other ways to trade the Dow cheaper through options and leverage funds. So I think it's kind of more geared and designed and packaged, not necessarily as a trading tool, but as an investment tool. And a lot of companies and funds will purposely keep their shit high so that there is no volatility in it. Because if that shit split 50-1 and the S&P index fund was $40 tomorrow, shit would hit the fan.
So you are so right about that price. DIA is priced at $247.08. The Dow Jones is sitting at 24,700.
Yep. The only one that's weird though is the Nasdaq is completely on its own fucking program. QQQ. It has nothing to do with the Nasdaq price.
Wait,
But
what?
to me, that Nasdaq is an arbitrary index because it's there's no financial firms in the Nasdaq 100 index.
Huh.
None. I find that odd.
Is there any
For
on
whatever
the
reason, they
exchange?
said we're not going to leave them out. Huh?
Is there any on the exchange?
Oh yeah, there's many on the exchange. Actually, most banks are on the exchange,
That's
except the big
so
boys are at
weird.
the NYSE. But yeah, I found that to be weird. So I think it's limited as an index because it
Yeah.
doesn't cross into both exchanges when the S&P and the Dow do.
That's so
So
weird.
to me personally, a lot of people might be butthurt about it, but I think the Nasdaq is an arbitrary index. It flies very well. I will trade it. I will trade it. I think it's still a good investment tool, and I get why it's made. It's built for growth. But to me, as a way to overview the market, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So when the Nasdaq numbers come out, is that the Nasdaq 100?
Yeah.
Oh, why even read those anymore?
I know. That's
Don't
exactly.
read them anymore. We're not gonna read them anymore. I'm making that a thing.
Don't read them.
Don't read them.
I'm watching an ETN, an exchange traded note, and we're gonna go over that in another episode. But it's USLV. It is a triple leveraged silver ETN, and she's been taking a beating past few days.
I don't know about silver. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, the thing I like about precious metals and oil and kind of commodities in general is that they're always gonna have a value. This thing isn't gonna go to zero. Silver isn't gonna go to zero tomorrow. Like it's just not. It's just not.
Say that. What if it does?
Just not.
What if it
Just
does?
not.
What if it does?
Just not. Just not. It's just, then the world is in fucking shambles.
People
That's
have
the kind of, like, eventually-
devalued of silver.
I mean, central banks can value and devalue the price of gold.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's one of the reasons like I like oil as well. Like the USO, the oil index stock, that can only fall so much because eventually it's going to bottom out. Eventually someone's going to say, "I'll pay $38 a barrel." Yeah, me too, me too, me too. And then it'll bottom out. Like there will always be that. So that's why I like trading precious metals, JNUG, USLV. What's the other one? What's that triple leverage gold? NUGT Nugget.
Yeah, inverses DUST.
Yeah, dust. So that's why I like trading those. So
that kind of like sounds like what Bitcoin's gonna go through.
That's exactly, to me, I feel like it's almost a commodity. It is a currency. I look at it more as a currency, but it trades as a commodity. Trades as a commodity. Yeah, it's recognized as a security on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So I'm watching precious metals overall, more specifically silver. She's taken a beating past week. This is triple leveraged. I'm about it. No options on her though. She does not trade options. That's good. Every now and then you need to keep discipline. Know your roots. Trade the equities. Make the money.
That's your core, baby.
All right. So I think that's an episode.
Yeah. What's today? Wednesday?
Today is Wednesday, July 11th. This is episode 28.
My dudes.
It was a fun one.
Yeah, man.
If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, insults, or corrections, please email us at rebeltradinggroup@gmail.com. That's Rebel Trading Group with 2 G's. We are on SoundCloud. Our newest 4 episodes are on SoundCloud. If you would like a full archive of all of our episodes, check us out on the tube. Just search for the Rebel Trading Podcast or the Rebel Trading Group. We are there. Subscribe. Love us. And Nathan, do you have anything else you would like to say to these kind folk?
No, I think that's it, man.
I think that's a podcast. Maybe we try to squeeze one out on Friday. Maybe.
What's Friday? Maybe.
We'll see.
See how the market does. We'll see how the market does.
We'll see what we do. Real quick, is it up or down for the week? I think we're going down for the week.
Oh man, I don't know. I want to see what Trump tweets tonight or something.
I'm more worried about what China's tweeting tonight.
What do you mean? In retaliation?
Oh yeah, because they already said that they're going to retaliate with blow-to-blow force.
God, this is annoying.
No, I like it. Puts, baby. Put it up. Put it down. Put it down.
What do you have puts? Are you going to tell me? You want to end the episode?
I got...
You want to end the episode?
No, I'll say it right now. Of course, I've got Ford puts, and I think that's the only put I'm actually in overnight. But I'm going to look at more puts tomorrow.
Ford puts?
I'm looking at anything blue chip, anything that has very big global impact. Car companies, oil companies, financial companies. It really depends what the tariffs are. Oh, agricultural companies, industrials, steel, commodities. I don't know. It's kind of just a fucking put everything, man. It's just everything's gonna come down with it. Everything's gonna come down with it. I like it. All right, man. That's a cast.
Thanks for joining us.
Later.
Shut up and sit down.